just want to take a minute and get on here and kind of tell my early season story. I know a lot of people haven't even started hunting yet, but just kind of offer like if if you struggle in the early season or if you struggle at all during the season, just kind of like what I'm going through, and maybe you can relate to it. So this year, I've had the best and worst early season that I've probably ever had. I've had I've done everything right, and somehow at the last minute things go wrong, and it's totally my fault. But so basically, I got access to this big farm, about 400 acres. It's got beans on it, and only one other person hunts it. The problem is that around the rut in gun season, there's about the farmer's whole family comes into town and hunts. So if I want to get it done on this farm, then I need to get it done early season. And historically, I think like November 2nd is like the earliest I've ever killed a buck. So I'm pretty much predominantly a rut hunter. But this farm has beans. So I do some work for this guy, and in exchange, he lets me hunt the farm, which is the first yes I've ever had at that. And I probably sent out about 500 letters or so asking for this kind of access. They do kill a lot of deer on the farm. He says when his family comes, they kill like 40 deer a year. So pretty much if it's brown, it's down. So the age class isn't that high. The buck scoring isn't that high, but to have unfettered access to a farm, and the ability to probably kill a good mature 120, 130 inch buck, I'll take that all day over going and grinding out on public when I don't have to, especially since hunting is just for fun. There's nothing I can do with that public grind that's going to do anything better. But so anyway, I went out and glassed the bean fields before season and found where a bachelor group was coming out. So I'm usually for public land, I'm a real kind of like scout my way in, hunt, very mobile. But this time of early season, I wanted to be patient, do it right. So I glassed, found a bachelor group, watched them for 2 days during season, set up a stand, watched them come out, watched them go the other way, set up a stand about 100 yards away they went. And then for 2 days, I watched them come out and do the same thing and feed into the middle of the beans. So there was basically no way to get to them. So after watching that for 2 days, I decided that it was time to move in and actually try to get in there exactly where they were coming out, which is tough because there's a bunch of does and there's actually a lot of deer on this farm, and a lot of them are bedded right off the field. So you got a real chance, even the bucks, of busting them out. But I got in there. The one thing I've been using this year, I was able to use it on public a little bit, but it's been a necessity on this farm because this farm's relatively flat, some hills, but nothing like the huge hills I hunt in Kentucky out on public. I have an e-bike, and I just take the trailer to it and just put my bow in a bow case and just strap either my .5 Lone Wolf or my Ranger and put it on there, and then just get in nice and quiet without any scent or anything. So I did that to about 100 yards, then snuck in, got set up, and everything worked perfectly. Buck came out into the field, and what it all came down to is he was about 33 yards. And I just got buck fever, and I just punched the trigger and ended up gut shotting a deer. I got down, knew that I got shot at him. Went, looked for my arrow, and I have lighted nocks on it. So I thought that that would be easy. And I looked for that arrow for an hour, no arrow, no blood, no nothing. So I said, I backed out immediately. I gave it 15 hours. I came back in, looked for blood, looked for the arrow, tried to look on trails for blood for all day. I walked something like 7 miles, just grid searching, didn't find anything. So the next day I came back, walked all the creeks, walked all the ponds, walked the river, still nothing. Went, got a dog, and I had the dog track it, and they tracked it to about 200 yards, and then the girl that had the dog said that the scent of the pain pheromone or whatever had gone away, so she thinks the deer's gonna be fine. I don't know if I believe that. I got a friend that has a drone come out and kind of survey the fields at night, just kind of see if we see them come out. And I put extra trail cameras out, and I did that for a week, and I didn't see that deer. So kind of think that deer is dead somewhere. I hope that he's not. I gave him 4 days. I asked to go on the neighbor's property and look for him. They told me no, that they called the sheriff and had me arrested if I went on their property. So can't do that. So that was a suck fest. So I started to get back into go after this 10 point that I've been looking at. And so same thing. I kind of watched where he was, made my move, moved in there. And he did something weird that I hadn't seen before. He ran out into the beans, and I was trying to catch him come out of the woods. I had really no shot in the beans, but I saw him from somewhere else go out into the beans and then run into the woods. And he ran right in front of me at 13 yards, but he was behind a tree. And so he actually picked me off when I tried to turn around, because I was going the opposite way, thinking that he was coming from bedding up on the top of this hill. But he stood there and stared at me, and I didn't move at all. And then he kind of just went back to doing what he was doing and looking at the field after a couple minutes. And so I got turned around, and he came from around the tree, and it was getting dark in the woods at this point. And he was at 13 yards, and his vitals were exposed. So I took the shot, and I swear that I smoked him. I mean, I was watching the arrow. I heard the crack. I thought, I was in my head, I was at the taxidermy shop. In my head, I was already deciding that I was going to practice doing the gutless technique on this deer so I could pack it out just to practice for public land or whatever. And so that's where I was mentally. I had watched the deer run off. I knew exactly where he went. I didn't hear a crash, but I was confident that that deer was dead. I got down. I found my arrow in 3 pieces. The crack I heard wasn't going through the shoulder into the body or anything. The crack was because the arrow had deflected off a branch and smashed into a tree. I found 4 pieces of the arrow, including the white veins I have and the white wrap I have, without any blood on it whatsoever. I walked the exact trail that he went for 100 yards, 0 blood on it. So just to do my due diligence, I decided, hey, I'm going to back out. I'll come back tomorrow. Maybe the fur just wiped the blood off something somehow, maybe it was high. But I put a trail camera in there, and the next morning, as I was going there, I got a cell cam notification that deer was staying there looking up in the tree that I had shot at him from. I mean, looking up right at it. So, and you could see his whole body, and I was able to zoom in, look at him, not a scratch on the deer. So that's where I'm at right now. It's, by September 25th, I had 2 opportunities at 2 good bucks. And at the end of the day, I just couldn't seal the deal. But it's hard to put in perspective because I talked to my friends in Tennessee who haven't even started hunting yet, or they started hunting this last weekend. And I've already had 2 opportunities, even though I blew them. And last season, I didn't even see a buck that I had any interest in shooting whatsoever. So it's like I'm kind of trying to take the good with the bad. That yeah, I blew these 2 shots, and but at least I'm learning and doing stuff right that I need to, which I think will help further down the road. But it just kind of lets you start taking away at like how long season is, because I look at it now and I can't hunt this weekend, I can't hunt next weekend, and before you know it, it's the end of October, and then it's the end of November, and then season's over basically. So I don't know. I kind of always get this rush. I go, I just need to enjoy it more, I think. But yeah, the one thing that I've really enjoyed using on this private farm is that e-bike. And I know that some people think it's kind of lazy or whatever, but it's great because, I mean, you can get in so quietly, no sense. And it's just been a cliche for a game changer, but it's been a game changer for how I hunt that farm. So I'm going to go out, see if I can get back on that deer. There's another one that's a bigger deer. Might try to get on that deer at a different wood block. Maybe go out tonight, do some glass in the fields. They should be transitioning soon to acorns if they haven't already. But the beans there are still green. That was last time I saw them. I was out there about 5 days ago, and they're still green. So they haven't started turning brown yet. But I just wanted to hop on here. I had done a podcast in a while. So, if you're out there and you're on a struggle bus, it's all about just having fun, basically. It's all about just learning. Kill a big buck. It's not going to make you rich. I see all this stuff for, people fighting over big bucks and whatever, but yeah, it's cool. I mean, everybody wants to, but I don't know. I think that people think there's a lot of fame or fortune that comes with killing big bucks, and it's not. It's just enjoying nature. If you find a buck that you're happy killing, it's that chess game of what's he going to do next? Where should I set up next? And, that's the part you enjoy. So I encourage everybody to just keep your spirits up. Just have a good time. And see you guys next time.